How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to the Deadline with Dayvy Livestream. This livestream is going to be everything revolving around double game week 24. Actually quite an exciting double game week, a little bit of a smaller one in this FPL season, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be great, and hopefully this ends with a lovely green arrow. So last game week 23, we managed to get a nice green arrow because of that 84 points scored, and that took us to just within that top 100k. So 98k is about the rank we are currently. First time this season that we're in the top 100k, so I really do appreciate the support that you guys have shown when we were at 3.8 million, and look where we are now. So didn't really think that we would be I'm just kind of hoping for from now to the end of the season we just carry on with these green arrows, and hopefully that puts us at a respectable rank come game week 28. But hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've enjoyed this week break that we have had. I must admit, I have enjoyed it. Although I've been pumping out the videos, it's just always nice to get the planning giving the planning more of a back seat and just allowing you to have some more relaxation. So hopefully that's relaxation's been good preparation for double game week 24, double game week 25 on the horizon, then double game week 26. So a lot of double game weeks coming up, a really exciting time in FPL at the moment. So hopefully you continue this journey with the channel as we cover the upcoming doubles. But in chat, I seen a lot of you guys impersonating me there. I was laughing quite a bit because I was just about to say the how's it guys, and I had a lot of people saying how's it guys, it's Dayvy FPL in chat. But thanks for joining me on this Saturday morning / afternoon / evening, wherever you are in the world. In terms of the team setting up right now, I haven't made any transfers yet, so you guys don't have to worry. You're going to be getting the most updated transfers that I have decided on. I don't really know what this is on points, apologies for that, but I haven't made any transfers yet. This is the current lineup, and the reason why I've Justin in the lineup is because they're probably going to be taking him out for one of the Burnley defenders. So we have 2 free transfers this week, probably only going to be using one of them, and that's going to be Justin out for one of Lowton, Tarkowski, or Ben Mee. Currently leaning towards maybe going for Lowton just because of the budget, and the thing that you have to remember when you do make these transfers right now, you got to plan for the upcoming game week. So I sat down yesterday, brought out the old notepad and jotted down some transfers and some team selections for the upcoming game weeks. So hopefully it pays off. What I've kind of decided on is using one of the 2 free transfers this week, then using one of the 2 free transfers next week for a Leeds asset, and then going into the double game week 26 with 2 free transfers, and then potentially taking Salah out so that we can bring in Mr. Harry Kane for that lovely triple captain. In terms of questions this week, probably going to be a lot of questions about captaincy, questions about Cavani, questions about who you should be benching because De Bruyne is still out. So I'm really happy to answer all those questions. So just drop them down in chat if you want your question to be answered. Starting off with a nice super chat there from Mecca saying, hi Davey, hi, how are you Mecca? Thanks for the super chat. I do really appreciate it. Other questions we have is, I'm going to triple captain Sterling. What do you guys think? So I don't know if you're answering that question to the chat, Ibrahim, or if you want me to answer it. But personally, my opinion is that Sterling is the best captaincy option this week. If you have Sterling in your lineup, captain him. If you don't have him in and you only have 2 Man City assets, definitely look at bringing him in and then look for it. SH saying, is the live stream started? So yes, it has started. Maybe just refresh the page if you can hear my voice. Everyone's saying I'm worried not owning Sterling. So yes, every single game week there's a couple of players that we look at that we really want to own. This week it's definitely Sterling. Sterling's the highest player on that list for myself, and then also a player like Cavani, Rashford. I think that United should put a couple past West Bromwich Albion. So actually I'm quite worried about not owning more than one Man United asset. Even some of the defenders, I mean, a player like Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, I mean, those players can even get some attacking returns in that game. So definitely play your United assets if you do have them. Eddie there, bench 1, Souček, Bamford, Watkins, Antonio. So that's quite a tough spot to be in. I would probably say bench Souček in that situation. If you want to go for the double West Ham attack against Sheffield United, maybe not be the best call. So I think I would start Bamford, Watkins, and Antonio. H2D saying, Davey, I have almost the same team as you. I've already got Pope and Lowton, 2 free transfers. What should I do? So the transfer that I would be looking at is for the upcoming game weeks. So maybe if you don't have a triple Leeds, look at bringing in a Leeds asset. Or what you could do is you could take out DCL for someone like Ings, or you could also take a punt on Cavani. So that's what I probably would do, is because DCL is probably going to be on his way out anywhere in the future for Kane. So what I would do is just take him out. You have that free transfer that you've afforded, so just take out DCL for whatever you do prefer. George Taylor there with a £5 super chat saying 2 free transfers, Stones and Souček to Burnley defense and Gundogan ? Already have Cancelo and Sterling. Or Soufal to a Burnley defender and save 1 transfer. So with Soufal, the reason why I'm not too keen on taking the West Ham assets out is because they do have a fixture in blank game week 29. So that's my kind of thoughts about it, is try and keep your West Ham assets if you can. They are facing Arsenal, so the upside might not be that high. But Stones and Souček to a Burnley defense and Gundogan is something that I don't think I would do, George, because you already have Sterling. You're probably going to captain Sterling, so you do have that attacking threat. And I still think that Stones has a high ceiling this week. I mean, if Man City get 2 clean sheets, that's a decent haul. So what I would probably do is maybe look at taking Souček to one of your other Leeds assets like Rafinha or Harrison. Or what you could also do is just take out DCL to Cavani or Danny Ings. That's what I would do. I would still keep Stones. Having Gundogan this week is perfectly fine if you already have a Man City triple up. Best captain between Fernandes and Gundogan. The answer to that probably is going to be on your screen here. I personally think that Gundogan might be slightly better than Fernandes. I don't think there's too much in it. So if you guys want to really go safe, want to just go with a good captaincy option, maybe not the best in the world. I still think Sterling's the best, but Fernandes is still perfectly adequate. Because remember, your captain, you don't have to captain the player that scores the most points. That is a problem if they're the most highly captained player. But I don't think Fernandes is going to be that highly owned or captain this week. So he's going to be perfectly fine to go for. I think the captaincy is going to be pretty split. I mean, there's people even talking about captaining Nick Pope. So if that's happening, it shows you that there's not really a standout captain option this week. I think Gundogan slightly just edges it because of the form Man City are in and because they have a double game week. The fixtures aren't the best in the world, so I might be contradicting myself there as an FPL manager that always goes for the fixtures. But I just think with Man City having a double, it's just one of those things that you have to go for. Dazzler saying Luke Shaw or Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The thing with Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka is if Alex Telles wasn't there, I think it's a really simple move. I would just go for Luke Shaw. But with Wan-Bissaka, I think he might be a little bit more nailed. But Luke Shaw is definitely the better option from an attacking point of view. So you basically just have to hope that Luke Shaw starts, which I don't think is going to be a problem because of the form that he's in. So I think out of those two, I would go for Luke Shaw. Mecca, another super chat saying, I have Pope. Who should I bring in for Justin? So you can also bring in a Lowton, me, or Tarkowski. That's perfectly fine to double up. So that's probably what I would do. If you don't own someone like Dallas, you could also look at Dallas. But I think going for a double on the Burnley defense this week is not the worst in the world because of that double game week. Soufal to me for a -4, asks Anik. So I don't know if I'd be doing Soufal out, especially if you're going to be playing him. I think that this game could be good for West Ham. It is against Sheffield United. I'm just kind of hoping as a kind of double West Ham defense owner. But I'm perfectly fine starting Soufal and Fabianski, especially because of that double game week 19 fixture. Lord Utah saying, usually player that David did not captain or score more points. So that could be true, but I mean, look at last week. Son ended up returning quite well. So if that's your strategy, then go for Fernandes. But I think that Gundogan also has a good shout this week. Watkins for Antonio for a -4. Not this game week. I mean, Antonio is not confirmed out. The latest news we have on Antonio is that he has been basically passed for fitness. He might have a late fitness test, but as far as I know, he still has a chance of starting against Sheffield United. So I wouldn't be doing that move for a -4. Antonio, Barnes, or Soufal. So probably wouldn't play Harvey Barnes this week. I always think if it's in the same fixture, I would favor the attacker. So just start Antonio and then just make Soufal as your first bench player. Because if Antonio does not manage to recover, then you just simply have Soufal off. But in the same fixture, always go for the attacker over the defender. What transfers do you have in mind for this game week, says Aiden. So that is true. Maybe some of you joined a little bit later on. But this game week, we're looking to use one of the 2 free transfers to take James Justin out after that really unfortunate ACL injury. So wishing him a very speedy recovery. We're going to be taking Justin out and we're going to be bringing one of the Burnley defenders in. Right now, Lowton is probably going to be the player because I need the budget to upgrade one of my strikers to Harry Kane for that double game week 26. So Lowton is probably going to be the move that we take in. So only using one of the 2 free transfers, but I still think it's going to be one of those moves that puts us in the profit. When are you planning on triple captaining? I'm going to be triple captaining probably Harry Kane in double game week 26. Naveen saying play Son. That could be something that I do. I watched the Spurs vs Everton midweek game in the FA Cup, and I was quite impressed with them from an attacking point of view. I do think they'll give Man City some problems, more problems than Liverpool did. But I kind of think I'm really comfortable benching Son in this case. If he manages to haul, so be it. That was my own decision. So you guys can start him, but because I have Diaz and Cancelo, I'm going to play the odds here and just hope that they manage to get a clean sheet against Spurs. Delboy with the £2 donation saying Shaw, Rudiger, Madison, Salah, Souček, bench 2. So definitely play Shaw. I would probably bench Madison and I would bench Souček in that case. So play Shaw, Rudiger, and Salah. I don't know why I'm butchering Shaw's name. I've literally been pronouncing it perfectly, so apologies for that. G-Ball saying, please check my question. So let me just scroll up for your question. Sorry if I missed it there, G-Ball. Okay, same team as you, but McCarthy and Antonio for Fabianski and Watkins. Antonio due to fall and Watkins due to rise. 2 free transfers, what should I do? So I would keep Antonio. I don't think that Brighton fixture is massively that much better for Watkins. So I would keep Antonio. And then if you do have McCarthy and you want to take him out, then maybe look at bringing in someone like Nick Pope if you can afford him. Otherwise, just maybe switch one of your defenders. I mean, if you have the same team as me, just take out Justin and just keep one of the free transfers. Because the thing about Southampton is they also have a couple of upcoming doubles, so you still want to play for that. Thatchy Dashi saying, who to play, Souček or DCL for this week? And is Rafinha, Kane, Son for -4 next week a good option? So I think that Souček definitely instead of DCL. I'm perfectly fine with benching DCL this week. And then Rafinha, Kane, and Son next game week. That's also a fine move. You can also not take a -4. I don't think I'm going to be taking a -4 for Kane next game week. I think I'll do it pre-game week 26. But I definitely think Rafinha in next week's a good one. But thanks for the super chat. Then also Will Collinson with a £5 donation saying, how's it, Dayvy? Thanks for being a legend. I do appreciate the kind words there, Will. I have a similar team and same Man City triple up. Took Justin to me last week and 2 free transfers. What are your thoughts? So I think if you have 2 free transfers and the exact same team as me, what I would do with that move is I would probably take DCL to either Cavani or to Ings. Those are the 2 options I like. I think because you have the 2 free transfers this week, you can take a 1-week punt. I unfortunately don't because I still have Justin. I can't take that 1-week punt. So what I would do is I would just take DCL out, maybe look at benching one of your other options, maybe Bamford or Watkins, and then playing Ings or just leaving Ings on the bench because of that double next game week. But if you do bring in Cavani, I would definitely look at starting him. So that's probably what I would do with those 2 free transfers. What you can also do is you can take out Fabianski because he only has 1 single game week and you can bring in Nick Pope. That could also be something that you do. It just depends if you think the defense or the attack is going to score more this week. So I would either do DCL or Fabianski. Souček, Antonio, and Target. Who to play? I would start Antonio. I don't think there's too much between Antonio and Souček this week. So if you have Antonio, play him as he's more of an attacking player. But if you don't own Antonio, Souček is perfectly fine to start. Son for Rashford. I have 2 free transfers, says Junior. I would only do that move if you really want to captain Rashford. I think that Son, if you're going to be benching him and you don't have any good bench players, you can maybe start him. But the thing with Son is, next game week they go and face West Bromwich Albion, West Ham. So if you don't think they're going to score much in that move and you perfectly fine, like your transfer plan is set out that you can bring Son and Kane back in for game week 26 and you can afford that transfer, then I think Rashford could be a good move for you. Arjun saying Martinez/Fabianski in the final 11. Should I bring Pope in for either of them? So if you're going to be bringing Pope in, I would take out Fabianski because Martinez has a very nice double game week 26. And in terms of starting Fabianski or Martinez, I probably would still go with Fabianski because it is Brighton. I think Sheffield United a little bit worse from an attacking point of view than Brighton are. But if you're going to be bringing Pope in, do it for Fabianski and then start Pope. Is it worth doing Diaz/Son? Both bought at cheapest price with a -4 hit to Tarkowski and Sterling. So Vincent, you got to look at your transfer plan because the thing between now and that blank game week 29, I cannot express how important these free transfers are. I mean, I sat like doing a lot of planning for my own team. So you got to look at your Game Week 29 squad with those transfers made. And you also got to look at your double Game Week 26 squad. If you can afford to take Tarkowski and Sterling in and still have a relatively good team for those doubles and those blanks, then I would do it, because I do think that Sterling's captaincy is going to be worth quite a couple points this week. And I do favor him as the best captaincy option. But it all depends on your own squad and how you've kind of planned out and set out your transfers. So that's why with my team, I'm only going to be doing one move, because I can't afford to bring in all these double game week players and then take them out before double game week 26 and still have a full 11 of double game week players. Optimus Flying saying Tottenham will play Burnley and probably Fulham or Southampton at game week 26. So that's why I'm going to be probably triple captaining Harry Kane. Time James saying 2 free transfers, worth bringing in Pope in for Steer. I've got Martinez and thinking of getting them both in the squad for bench boost in game week 26. So then I would probably do that move. That looks like perfectly fine. I mean, if you have 2 free transfers, you don't have any other fires to put out, and you want to have a bench boost in game week 26, that's a perfectly fine move. How about triple captaining Gundogan? The thing with the triple captain is I am kind of a fixture FPL manager, so although I think that Gundogan is fine for the captaincy this week, for a triple captaincy, I want to be really convinced that this player is going to have an absolutely sensational double game week. They're going to be scoring a lot of points. So that's why this game week, I don't think I'd be using the triple captain, because it is Spurs and Everton at the end of the day. Captaincy, that's fine. But triple captaincy, I just think that's a push too far. I mean, Gundogan could come out and absolutely bang. And I think if you do triple captain him, then that's perfectly fine. I mean, you've taken that risk. You've got that reward. But I think I'm more comfortable looking at that double game week 26 because I don't have the bench boost and using that chip in that game week. If you have the bench boost in double game week 26, then you could always just go for the triple captain this week. But because I've already used my bench boost, I don't think it's the optimum time to use my triple captain. G-Bell, is DCL out for this game week? For sure. So I don't think he's out for the entire game week, but I do think he'll be out for that Fulham fixture. I mean, Fulham, Man City, both of those fixtures. I mean, not just one of those fixtures, Man City. I wouldn't be starting DCL anyway. So that's why I don't think it's worth kind of playing him. He could always play against Fulham. I mean, that maybe Ancelotti's come out and played a blinder, but I don't think he's going to be playing mind games about that Fulham game. So thanks for the 10-minute reminder, guys. I do have to do this transfer. I've just got so distracted answering questions that I almost didn't make my transfer. So thanks for the warnings. Thatchy Dashy saying, I'm going to head out to the shops for beers now. I hope the stream goes and hopefully get a green arrow. Thanks a lot. Hopefully your weekend's a good one and enjoy the bevs, eh? Okay, so Lowton, I think it's going to be the move we go for. I know that he did have a price rise this week. A couple of people asking about Taylor or Peters. Taylor seems to be a little bit touch and go, yeah, so you might get away with owning Peters, but I definitely think that Lowton's more of the safer option out of those 2 budget options. So Lowton will come in this week. I really wanted to get a player like a Tarkowski or a Ben Mee, but I think with my upcoming transfer plan, I really do need the budget. So this will be the move this week. We're going to be taking James Justin. Hopefully he does have that recovery from that ACL relatively soon. I know it's quite a long-term injury. And then Lowton is going to be coming in for that double game week. So this will be the lineup going into double game week 24. So if you guys do have to drop off or whatever, I don't think I'll be making any more moves. The captaincy seems to be locked in place. I've had this captain for quite a while now. So I think this game week, if I can get a green arrow this week, I'll be quite happy. It doesn't have to be a massive green arrow. It could be literally one place. But I think with the current setup of my squad, it's not looking that good for this double. So any green arrow will be appreciated. Mecca saying 2 free transfers. What do you think, Mecca? Can you just post your team in chat? I think that'll be a little bit easier for me than bringing up your ID, because I think last time we tried this and it also didn't work. Ollie's saying, should I play Antonio or Soufal? I would probably play Antonio and then just make sure that Soufal is first on your bench. If it is the same fixture, I see a person also asking there, Souček versus Soufal. I would always go for the slightly more attacking player in that if they're playing the same fixture, as the attackers usually have a little bit more of a higher ceiling. So just make sure Soufal's your first on your bench in case Antonio doesn't start, but I do think he will. Mohammed, what's your over rank, bro? It's just within that top 100k, so about 98k. It looks a lot better than it was a couple of game weeks ago. Let me just say that. Justin out, me in. So if you can afford that with your transfer plan and you can have enough budget for your future moves, then I would go for me/Tarkowski over Lowton. I just think they offer more of an attacking threat. I mean, look at these stats from Lowton. 0 goals, 0 assists. This is exactly what you want from your full-back defenders. These attacking stats, absolutely sensational. In 1,620 minutes, he's got no attacking returns. So definitely not on the upper echelon of that attacking threat there from Loughton. So Ben, me, and Tarkowski are definitely better. Blues FPL saying, Dave, you have a great day today. And remember that Berkey is better than Salah. I'm hoping this week not, because I do have a double West Ham defense. So I'm hoping that the absolute GOAT that is Berkey doesn't turn up today. Who to play, Che Adams or Kyle Walker-Peters? I honestly think that Che Adams might be benched this week. So maybe Kyle Walker-Peters could be a safer option. I mean, it's just a tough one. If you think that Adams is going to start, then play him. But if you don't, then I think that Kyle Walker-Peters is perfectly fine. How much money do you have in the bank? So I can go to transfers here. I got 1 million remaining in the bank now. So a nice round number there. Round numbers are always quite nice in FPL. Team is not looking too kind of color corrected this week, not too symmetrical. So maybe I'll have to do some changes to it. Rafinha or Watkins, really stuck. Out of Rafinha and Watkins, I would slightly be tempted to go for Watkins. I don't know why. I just think that Aston Villa might have a better chance against Brighton. Arsenal have been a little bit defensive. Not the best in the world, but have picked up a little bit of form. But out of those two, it's really close. But I think that I probably would go for Watkins over Rafinha just slightly. I can't send the link in Super Chat. I sent in chat, says Mecca. So let me just go. Mecca, what I meant is just send your team, like type your team out, and then I'll try and get it. Optimus Prime saying, Dayvy, start Rudiger or Bamford. So that's an even tougher spot. I mean, if you own Rudiger, I think that his clean sheet chances are quite good against a Newcastle side without Callum Wilson. So that one is a tough spot. Maybe just play Bamford because he might be on pens. I mean, maybe that's more of an attacking, but out of those two, I definitely don't think that there's too much. Sigurd, plan for Watkins in the future. Yes, 100%. So if you're planning for Watkins, it's the same as me planning for Grealish. I'm probably going to be getting Grealish in quite soon. Waltzing Matilda with a 5.5 euro saying, I've got 2 free transfers. DCL for Cavani. Should I keep 1 transfer free for Kane next week or take out Antonio Watkins as well? So keep Antonio, keep Watkins, and I would do the DCL for Cavani move, because in the future, if Antonio and Watkins look good, you can always take out Cavani before the double for Kane, and that should leave you a little bit more budget. So Waltzing Matilda, I would do that move that you have recommended there, DCL for Cavani. 5 minutes left to the deadline. That is true. So guys, get your teams finalized, please. Get those benches in order as well, because hopefully we don't need them, but in these game weeks we might always need a bench. Should I play Son or Stones? I would always go for Stones this week because of the just because of the double game week. Mohammed saying stream foot champs. I can stream foot champs if you guys want, but I probably won't be doing much in terms of the record. Triple captain Gundogan, wish me good luck. So good luck. If any of you guys are captaining a player like Nick Pope, if any of you are using the triple captain, good luck to you guys. I think that this game week could lead to some good gains on that triple captain. So that could be quite good. Suchek or Sufal. Sohan saying, I think I would go for Suchek in that case. I just think that might be more of a move. Okay, so sorry, Kanishka, see your super chat here. Bench Bamford or is having 2 Fulham players bad? So in terms of if you do have a Fulham asset, you might as well just play them. I mean, if it is an Anguissa, then I can understand maybe not starting him, but it is more of an attacking player, and I think that's the one that you do own. So I would probably go for your Fulham option. And I mean, it is a double game week. You can always get some returns. Ross saying, how are you going to be getting Kane? So I'll be getting Kane by taking Salah or Fernandes to Grealish and then upgrading DCL. I want to upgrade Bamford, but I just have so much money in him that it might not be plausible. Captain, me or Fernandes? If you're going to be looking at a Burnley defender or Fernandes, I think I would lean towards Fernandes. I just think that the ceiling might be a little bit higher on the Man United side of things than the Burnley defense kind of things, Kevin. Why is Son on your bench? I'm just kind of, out of the players in my lineup, I don't think there's one that I would bench for a play against Man City. It's a tough call. I mean, I am playing Suchek, a more defensive midfielder against Sheffield United, which is basically a guaranteed 3 points. But I just think that I would rather have that than Son. I'm perfectly fine if Son scores. I will accept that responsibility. So if you guys do think that Son could do well, then simply just start him and then hope for the best. Vincent, great live stream as always. Any electricity outages? So thanks, Vincent, for the kind words. Fortunately, no electricity outages this week, which I was quite happy about. We did have last week, though. Start Watkins or Son. I also have Grealish if that affects that. I would go for Watkins then. I mean, you have Grealish, double up on that Aston Villa attack. Just hope that it does well. Jason saying, get those transfers done and good luck for the game week. Thanks, Jason. Good luck to you too, buddy. Adams or Maddison to start. I would just lean towards Adams. It is Liverpool. I mean, that game should hopefully be quite close, but the way Liverpool are defending currently, I think Maddison could maybe get something. If you had 1 million more, what would you do next week? So this week I probably would have taken Lowton to Ben Mee or Tarkowski. But if you do have 1 million more, then probably what I would be looking at is taking Bamford instead of DCL before game week 26 to Harry Kane. Barnes or Souček to start, I would go for Souček. Justin to Stones or Dallas, already have Diaz and me. Good luck, mate. I would go for Stones and then do Dallas next week. 2 minutes left, that is true. Cavani or Pope. Will, if you're talking about captaincy, then I would probably lean towards going with Pope. I think I would go for Fernandes over Pope, but not Cavani over Pope. But if you're talking about a transfer in this week, then I would probably go for Pope because of the double game week. Who to be benched, Souček or Target? I would probably bench Target and play Souček. Let me just refresh the team, guys. There is 1 minute left, so I just want to make sure that the team has been finalized. So this is the lineup that we're going to be going for. Gundogan captain, Fernandes vice captain, and the move we did do was Lowton in for James Justin. So if you're joining really late, get those teams finalized, and that's the moves that I have done. Captain Foden or Bruno. Tobias, I'd probably go for Foden. Vincent saying time's up, pants down. So there's about 30 seconds, 10 seconds more or less. So you guys still do have some time. Thanks, Will. Appreciate the support, buddy. Match highlights HD. I've been asking bench Anguissa or Barnes. I would bench Barnes, play Anguissa. Play Watkins or Souček. I would probably just play Watkins in that case. Start Bamford, go for Bamford. Soufal bench or Souček. I would bench Soufal. Son or Target bench. Then in that situation, I probably would play Son. That's more of an attacking option than your defensive option. Who to bench, Souček or Salah? Go for Souček, play Salah. No worries. Thanks for joining. H2D saying enjoy the live stream. Good luck to you. Thanks. I appreciate the kind words there. The time has been put down there, so the deadline has come upon us. Apologies if your guys' questions weren't answered, but I try to answer as many questions as possible. And sometimes I answer a lot of questions previously in the stream, and then people join late, and then your question doesn't get answered because I've already spoken about it. But I think that I did get to most questions. So I do appreciate all your guys' support. Hopefully a double Game Week 24 lives up to your expectations, because this Game Week, although there are some double game weeks, I think it should be more of a low-scoring game week. Hopefully, Gundogan absolutely bangs, as I think this game week is really important for the captain. If your captain returns well, I think you will be getting a green arrow, whereas maybe some previous game weeks, it hasn't been that case. But as I always say, thanks for joining, guys. I'll check you guys next week for the double game week 25 preview, team selection, wildcard draft, whatever we talk about. I think I'll be talking about my chip strategy next week, just to give you guys some clarity on what I'm currently thinking on my chips. But as always, hopefully the green arrows are forever in your favor, and your weekend is going to be absolutely sensational, especially if our players in our squads do return. So I'm going to be signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.